welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We're here at Ocky in London, and we've got the wonderful Miss Emma Paton. Emma, here we are, the launch of Blade X, the draw for the Masters. Exciting day.
It's a really exciting day. You missed out the new partnership as well. Partnership extension.
Yes. 10 years.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So really excited. Obviously, I'm a Winmore ambassador, so I couldn't be happier to be here today. But it feels like everything's kicking off, really. The partnership, the new Blade X board, which I'm getting sent to me very soon, and also the draw for our first major of the year, which has already just flown round, really. It feels like it wasn't long ago we were saying bye to each other at Ali Pali. But Masters taking place this week, gets underway on Thursday. Obviously, qualifiers before that on Wednesday. So some of our players don't even know who they're going to be playing in the first round yet. But it's all really exciting. And then the Premier League, of course, gets underway next week. How are we here already?
You still throwing the webby darts as well? Have you bitten them off now?
No, there are a few sets I rotate between. I do like the webby darts, though. I love the grip on them. So really, okay.
No, look, the sport is just on this colossus journey. It's like a juggernaut at the moment. Ali Pali, we've just got our breath back. How did you feel the extension went to 128? Yeah,
it's funny because I think none of us really knew what to expect from that. The fact that we had 128 players, we had a run of 14 days before, 13 before, there we go, before our Christmas break. But it actually felt like it threw up more stories than ever. And talking to people, when I go into Sky, I hadn't obviously been into Sky for a few weeks and out of the studio because I was at Ali Pali, and anyone who grabbed me to have a word with me, it was all about, oh my God, David Munya, how incredible was that? Oh my God, Sakai, what a character. So it was actually the stories that were thrown up from the first round. And some of these players that, your sort of casual darts fan had never even heard of, that really captured people's imaginations and grabbed their attention. Nitin Kumar as well, another one. So it felt like, I don't know, the first round, and with this expansion and even more players involved, that the tournament just took another turn this year. So I think it was a fantastic tournament. I think there were so many stories in the lead up to that Christmas break, and then obviously, as always, things got a little bit more serious after that, and we were left with two of the brightest talents in the sport, and it's a shame that it was quite one-sided in the end with Luke Littler winning the title. But I think it's set up really nicely for 2026 for Gian van Veen.
Obviously, you follow a lot of sports and work in a broadcast and a lot of them as well. But the Luke Littler story, is this one of the biggest stories sport has ever seen in the UK?
Oh, for sure. Even throughout that World Championship, I was having conversations with people who dot in and out of darts, like casual fans. And I was saying, you don't understand, this is one of the most dominant athletes in sport at the moment. We're not just talking about darts. When you look at what he's won throughout the year, and it's just been, I think back, when I was leaving Ali Pali on the 3rd of January, I was thinking back to 2 years before that, and we'd had this fairy tale run from Luke Littler, and none of us knew what was going to unfold that year. And, that run, that sensational run that he had to the final. But we also didn't know leaving then what was going to follow after that. And it's just been remarkable. He has been a breath of fresh air for the sport. He has been, like I say, a real dominant force. And it's been a joy to watch, to be honest with you, just how he is just, hoovering up these titles, it seems. And I'm really interested to see how 2026 goes, because I think a lot of people are thinking, well, he's obviously just going to dominate again. He's going to pick up, titles he hasn't won. The Masters, we're approaching that this week. But there will be people who have their say as well. So I think it's going to be a really exciting 2026.
From a broadcast point of view, is he transcending other sports as well? Because obviously, we know you're on Sky Sports News, football and so on like that. But we get footballers talking about Littler. We get other sportsmen talking about Littler. This is like unprecedented, isn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 years, I think we all know that the interest in darts has absolutely gone through the roof. But, clubs have dartboards at their training grounds now. England will take a dartboard away with them. This is, if anyone I speak to, more often than not, they want to talk about, not Man United, we understand why, for the majority of the season, but they want to talk about darts, really. They want to talk about what's Littler like. How good is he, by the way? I go into Soccer Saturday on a weekend, and the first question is, when's the Premier League getting underway? Oh, Littler's just too good, isn't it? We're talking about darts, and every week I'll go in on a Saturday after the Premier League, and they'll be talking about whatever happened on that Thursday night. So it's grabbed everybody, from all over, really, and across the different sports that I work on.
Obviously, in tennis, you had the four horsemen, so to speak, that rivalry that Djokovic, Federer, Nadal and Murray had. Are we getting that away with darts? Obviously, Littler is there, Humphreys, Van Veen, Michael coming back to his best.
It would be brilliant.
Are we almost getting to that stage in darts now?
I thought it was interesting because last year I felt like tennis was really kind of mirroring darts, but either way, because they had the top two of your Sinner and Alcaraz, and it felt like the two Lukes were kind of out on their own in darts, really. But that's why it's brilliant to see, Van Veen making that breakthrough finally that we all thought he could, picking up the European Championship title, but then, having the run to the final at the Worlds, and the fact that Michael has started 2026 in really good form. It looks like he feels confident. I mean, it feels like he's feeling good about himself, where he's at mentally, physically, everything at the moment. So wouldn't that be incredible to have that? Because,
insane.
If you're a tennis fan in that sort of era, all you ever wanted was for, two of the big guys to make a final. And of course, it felt like the last year, more often than not, it was Luke and Luke. But if we could have another couple of the guys, getting to that point and then them all just pushing each other and it not always being the Luke Littler show, then that would be brilliant for the sport, obviously.
Off the back of Ali Pali in the new season, how excited are you for Bo Greaves' debut on tour? Because she was brilliant at Ali Pali. It took an unbelievable 144 from Daryl Gurney to change the destiny of that match.
Yeah.
But how excited are you to see her on tour this year?
I'm even more excited after that, because I know she lost, but I mean, literally, you said it was the one big finish from Daryl Gurney that changed the course of that match entirely. She had better stats, she'd won more legs as well, so she put in a brilliant performance, and it's just a shame that she didn't have the win to go with it, really. But we've seen, what we've seen from her, especially over the past 12 months, and I think some of the guys have said it best, the likes of Gary Anderson, Nathan Aspinall, saying she's going to be feared by a lot of people on the tour this year. So I can't wait to see her in action, because people are not going to want to draw her in these floor tournaments or anywhere, to be honest with you. But she just feels at home on a big stage now. She looks at home. We've seen that before at the Grand Slam, but more so last year, and especially on stage at Ali Pali. It was just, sometimes you need a bit of luck, don't you?
5 ladies at this year's World Championship. It seems a real breakthrough moment for the sport as well. Fallon getting back to her best after obviously illness and trouble like that. She's getting back to her best. Lisa still doing her thing and so on. It's a real good time for ladies in the sport, isn't it?
It feels that way. You mentioned Lisa there, for example, picking up the title at the Women's World Match Play, which probably one of the years that she wasn't even being talked about to win it. And then Fallon, just good to see her, like you say, putting the health problems behind her, and hopefully she can get back to that kind of form. Not just that saw her have that run at the World Championship, but it was the year after that when she had a brilliant run at the Grand Slam as well, and she was pushing the likes of Michael van Gerwen on the World Series. So Gemma Hayter as well, who, gave a good account of herself against Josh Rock. So, look, there's so much to look forward to this year. And, the women are certainly the ones that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on.
Ready for 17 weeks on the road?
I am so ready. Bring it on. I think, look, I always absolutely love the Premier League, because I quite like travelling around and seeing these different venues. And of course, we've got the introduction of Antwerp this year as well. So I'm so looking forward to that, because I've heard it's a huge venue.
23,000 almost sold out, the boys have just said.
Wow, okay, well, I didn't know that. So
there you go.
Whew, okay, Newcastle first, and I'm just really looking forward to it, as always.
Emma, pleasure to have you on the channel.
Thank
as
you
always.
for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
To change your